Hey guys, what's going on? It's your old pal CHH. We're back here today, and we are finally doing the complete review of the Arrow Video Empire of Screams Blu-ray set. So if you didn't check out the video of me doing the full unboxing, do that, because I wanted to make that its own video to showcase everything that it had visually, and I just binged all these movies. My brain's fried in a good way. Watched all the special features, and definitely took note of the picture quality on each. I will tell you what I think is the absolute best picture quality one in here, and I'll tell you which one I think is not really the least, but to be honest with you, there wasn't really a least, but there was certainly a best. So let's just get right into it. Let me pull these out. Let's start with Robot Jox. So this is, in fact, one of the 2K scans from the original camera negative. Picture quality on Robot Jox is easily an 8.5 out of 10. Looked really good. I love this movie. This is a sci-fi Stuart Gordon film, which he does just as well as horror. I'm really hoping people are gonna, get into these kinds of films, because some of these are sci-fi films, not really horror films. But Robot Jox is a Stuart Gordon classic. I love this, and I love the sequel that Alan Band, the father of Charlie, directed, Robot Wars. But yeah, this is a 2K scan, and there is an archival commentary with Stuart Gordon on here, which I don't know which release it was on before. It might have been on the Scream Factory double pack release. There's a lot of archive audio commentaries. There's Crash and Burn, a new interview with actor Gary Graham. Her Name is Athena, a new interview with actress Anne Marie Johnson. The Scale of Battle, David Allen, and the FX of Robot Jox, a new documentary appreciation of stop-motion animator David Allen by those who knew him, featuring contributions from fellow visual effects practitioners Dennis Murin, Yancey Calzada, Paul Gentry, and John Vincent, who worked on the movie Freaked, which I love Freaked. So great special features on here. Arrow went out of their way to get special features on, I think, all of these, if memory serves. I'll know I'll remember when I glance on the back. But this is a fantastic release. This alone would have been a 2 thumbs up release from me if they had just put this out from Arrow, and I would have said, go get it. This is amazing. This is good enough for Robot Jox. Having a 2K scan from the camera negative is truly good enough. We don't need this on 4K. You could argue we don't need a lot of movies on 4K, but having this in a 2K scan, if this is the last time Robot Jox is ever released on physical media, this is awesome, guys. So Robot Jox gets 2 thumbs up from the box set, hands down. Let's move on to Arena, which is the first time on Blu-ray, I think. Now, this also is a 2K scan from a 35mm print. Now, the thing that I think I remember reading about this was they did not have, when you go to hit play on the menu, they say we could not get the negative, but we got a theatrical print of Arena. A 35mm theatrical print. This is the least good-looking picture quality out of all of them. Somewhat of a bummer because it is Arena, it's the first time blue, but does it look good? Yes, I would give the picture quality a solid 1 thumb up. It is a tad uneven, not extremely noticeable, but because I was really honed in on the movie, I noticed that a certain bit of the movie looked a little bit better than other parts. So it's not jarring at all, but some scenes just shine a little bit better than other moments throughout the film. That could be because we're dealing with a worn old 35mm print of the film. But to say that this is not a good Blu-ray would be to lie. It is a good Blu-ray. It looks good. In terms of special features, I think there was new audio commentary with director Peter Manoogian, moderated by film critics Maddie and Dave Wan. Not his Arena, a new interview with Danny Bilson, co-screenwriter of Arena. Transfer Zone, Troopers and the Rocketeers, Empire Monsters, a new interview with special makeup of artist Michael Deek about his work on Arena, which was great. Michael Deek was a really lovely guy. So yeah, great special features on here. Again, they did a great job at getting new things for Arena. If you're a fan of this is going to be the best this movie's ever looked for you, and probably the best it ever will. They never really specified if they couldn't find a negative for this, but the fact that we got a 35mm print shows that Arrow's going above and beyond to try to get their hands on what they need. So definitely, I'd give 1 thumb up on Arena. So 1 thumb up on Arena. So far we've got 2 thumbs up on Robot Jox release. fantastic, look gorgeous. 1 thumb up on Arena, but 2 thumbs up for the special features. Great job. But just in terms of picture quality, that's what I'm going to give the overall 1 or 2 thumbs up for. Moving on next to Dungeon Master. I love this movie. This very well may be my favorite movie out of all 5 of these. I absolutely love Dungeon Master. This is Charlie Band and Empire at their best. Really weird, quirky, fun movie. Stone giants, evil sorcerers, zombie warriors, post-apocalyptic car chases, supercomputers, and heavy 80s heavy metal. The Dungeon Master has it all. So it's like getting sucked into this fantasy world kind of thing, and there's a demonic sorcerer in search of a worthy opponent, as it's called, aided by Paul's quasi-sentient personal computer, Excalibrate. Can he and Gwen survive Mestima's deadly challenges? It's certainly a movie horror fans would like. But one of the biggest things about Dungeon Master that I love is the performance by Wasp in this. I've said this 1,000 times. If you're not listening to Wasp, you need to be. They're one of the greatest 80s rock/metal bands of all time. I'm a diehard Wasp fan. This was, in fact, taken from a 2K scan from the original negative, but what was really interesting about this is leaps and bounds better than that crappy Scream Factory Blu-ray release. This gives you 3 cuts of Dungeon Master. 3 cuts of Dungeon Master. You get the pre-release cut, which I recommend, which includes all the nudity scenes, and every droplet of film is in that cut. You've got the international cut, which kind of just like swaps around some of the orders of like the battle scenes, and then you've got the US cut, or the theatrical cut, as it were, the American theatrical cut, which is the most trimmed down. And it was also called Rage Wars before it was turned into Dungeon Master. So when you get this and you pop this movie in, watch the unreleased version, Rage Wars. It'll be the first of the 3. It's the longest cut. It's worth it. They add some nudity in there, you get a little bit of action. I love Dungeon Master. This is one of my favorite Empire movies of all time. It's so slept on. It's criminal. And Blackie Lawless is amazing in this. He performs his ass off in the movie. It's awesome. Big Dungeon Master fan. That is a 3 thumbs up release. Coming up next, guys, this was quite a surprise, let me tell you. Cellar Dweller. Now, the interesting thing about Cellar Dweller... Oh, let me go over something really quick. What I do remember about this one was... Okay, there was a new audio commentary. I listened to a little bit about that. That has Jeffrey Byron, moderated by a couple of the film critics. I Reject Your Reality and Sit at My Own. A new interview with star Jeffrey Byron. So that was a new interview that they had with him. And he great interview. So you have Jeffrey Byron from the movie doing the new interview. So yes, 3 thumbs up on that. And it looked amazing. That 2K scan negative... This movie looked fantastic. So not only new cuts for this film, all 3 cuts, quite frankly, much better picture quality than the Scream Factory Blue. If you have that double pack, you don't need it anymore. Sell it. Especially if you don't like the other movie that it came with, which I think is a good one. Eliminators, keep it. Moving on, Cellar Dweller. Now, this is the one that was not marketed as a 2K scan. It is marketed as 1080p. I have the Scream Factory double pack that includes Cellar Dweller. This will be a movie that a lot of the horror fans will love because you see this beast on the front. Not only is the beast in the movie, he's in the movie a lot. This was a John Carl Buechler designed monster. The Cellar Dweller is awesome. It has Jeffrey Combs in this movie. He has a good role in this movie. He's not the star of this movie, but Jeffrey Combs fans will be happy with this. I was extremely happy how much better this 1080p Blu-ray looked than that Scream Factory release. It was quite frankly night and day. You might have been able to tell me this was a 2K scan and I would have believed it and not batted an eye. I was surprised how good Cellar Dweller looked. So this was kind of the surprise sleeper of the set in terms of a picture quality bump. I don't remember if they alluded to what they used to remaster this Blu-ray. They very well could have found maybe a theatrical print because they did do limited theatrical runs for a lot of these Empire titles, not nationwide at the time. But definitely so super happy. I'm actually going to give the picture quality on Cellar Dweller, guys. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. If anything, it competes a little bit with some of the 2K scans. It just looked really good. I was super happy with this. So, yeah, that was awesome. There's a new audio commentary with artist Michael Deek, who was the Cellar Dweller monster. There is Grabbed by the Ghoulies, a new appreciation of John Carl Buechler, rest in peace, special makeup effects artist of many Empire films and director of Cellar Dweller, by film critics Matty Budrich and Dave Wayne. Inside the Cellar, a new interview with special makeup artist Michael Deek about his work on Cellar Dweller, original sales sheets, original production notes, if you're into that kind of thing. So there's some also great features on here. Like I said, this movie's awesome. It's directed by John Buechler. This is a sleeper title from the 80s in terms of creature features. A lot of people are going to be extremely happy with this. If you haven't seen, if you have the Scream Factory double pack, you will truly appreciate how much better this looks. If you don't own that double pack from Scream Factory, this will just look like a good 1080p scan to you. But if you have the Scream Factory release, you will really appreciate how much better this looks. 2 thumbs up on the picture quality for that as well. Now, the last but not least one is Dolls. So I was extremely nervous to pop in Dolls, but let's just get right into it. I meticulously watched all these films with my prescription glasses on in front of my QLED TV, my 70-inch QLED TV. I can without a doubt tell you, this movie looked incredible. It was a sensational 2K scan from the 35mm inner positive, so it's not even the negative. So that's, I mean, I remember when I was looking at the back of this movie when I popped it on, that even surprised me. Dolls looked incredible. I mean, it truly looked incredible. The opening scene where you see the teddy bear come out of the grass or out of the woods, and then it rips out of its skin and turns into like a demonic teddy bear. Remarkable how good it looked. This movie looks perfect in the 2K scan style from the inner positive, believe it or not. But just truly, it also had digital lossless stereo on 5.1. I remember the audio was significantly better than the Scream Factory as well, because I really wanted to kind of see day and night difference at how much better Dolls looks from Arrow Video. They truly knocked it out of the park. They did a great job. There is a new audio commentary with David Dakota, who was really close with Stuart Gordon, by the way. Archival commentaries and things like that. Assembling Dolls, a new interview with Lee Piercy, editor of Dolls, Reanimated and From Beyond. Toys of Terror, the making of Dolls. So Arrow Video went out of their way to make sure that they got cast and crew interviews for these, and they also did a great job at restoring these films. So I will say, guys, that everyone gets a 2 thumbs up for picture quality. The best is Dolls, but the sleeper surprise was Cellar Dweller. But out of the 5 movies of these, my favorite one is Dungeon Master. I love Dungeon Master. So that's the one I would appreciate if you guys popped in first when you got it and check out the Rage War cut of Dungeon Master, which is the longest cut of the film. So I gotta say, I anticipate this being the best release of the year for people. It is remarkable. The special features are great. The picture quality on all these are perfectly fine and above and beyond good for what we need for these kinds of titles. Keeping it Blu-ray is totally fine, and doing a fun old school video store box set to celebrate Empire, who made some of the greatest films from the 80s for horror fans and sci-fi fans. This is absolutely remarkable. This is a incredible release. I'd give this box set a 9.8 out of 10. It is so near perfect, it's not even funny. I can't wait for everybody to get their hands on this. I was very blessed and lucky to be able to get this at Texas Frightmare early from Arrow. Incredible. People are going to be so happy with Dolls on this. Do not go out of your way and spend $80-$90 to try to get Scream Factory's Dolls release. Go get this and get a lot of great films. Every film in here is good to great, in my opinion, for straight-to-video horror/sci-fi stuff, with Dungeon Master being the hidden gem, in my opinion. So thank you guys for watching this. I can't tell you how happy I am with this set. It truly exceeded all expectations in every front, from the packaging to the special features to the picture quality. You guys are going to love this. I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on this, but that was the Empire of Scream's Arrow Video box set review. 2 thumbs up, 9.8 out of 10 release. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons. Peace.